what I did on my application, right under the address, I put so like right here, right up under that, right up under the address, in between the address and social security card, I put a place for a phone number and I put a place for an email to be contacted. And so we move down to the age, go here. Primary account owner signature would be here in blue. Date would be here. Year, month, and day. As well as you see your signature will go here. Your primary account owner right thumbprint in red ink would go here. Um, secondary secondary account owner information. So if you had a secondary account owner, the information would be here. So there's that thumbprint. Notice this is office. Notice this is office only, but
So,
Islam.
yes, yes, Noble. I was told that the second account owner, they have to be nationalized. It can't just be anyone.
Correct.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Islam.
Yeah.
Uh, legacy account. It would be marked here. Put an X here for yes. And then you will come down to legacy account identification. You'll put yes. Then identification type would be one of the prerequisites up top that you need, identifications that you need. So on mine, I just put Al Moroccan National slash license.
Could you repeat that Noble?
Islam Noble.
Could you repeat? You said Moroccan slash what was it?
Right here is identification type. If you are presenting these same documents, which I presented an Al Moroccan
Western media claim that Israel's
National.
airfield is intercepting most of Iran's
So Al Moroccan National would be the type of identification card that I provided. Al Moroccan National, which is one of the IDs I created, which is just like the ID Light created with the same principles.
Right, right. I did.
And
I had that same information there also.
so it would be Al Moroccan National slash United States driver's license, which is as well as such as like then you will go down to the birth state, and it would be Moroccan Empire. For the Nationals, it would be Moroccan Empire. Okay, now authorizing bank official autographing debt to do is
Sharnet L.
Islam Empress.
Islam Noble. I never won.
So you would access information and access card issued. I put yes right here because I have a restated card. And then I have my card type, which is debit, Visa. In parentheses, I got debit. And then behind it, I got Visa. And then I got the count number here off the restated Visa prepaid card. And then I have the card limit at 100 million.
Islam Noble.
Islam.
Uh, right there, card type. It's referring to the card that you already had opened the account with, right? Because right there, because I wanted to open the account to a merchant card, I put merchant card there where it said card type, which I don't have the merchant card, but I put it there indicating that that's the card that I'm looking to open this account with. But I placed the card number of the initial card that they gave me when I first opened the account in where it says the card number. I put the card number there. But the only thing that I did was where it says card type, I didn't put the debit or the name of the card the bank issued me. I put the merchant card there. So I should change that, the merchant, change it back to the initial card that the bank gave me. Is that what I should do?
Uh, I believe if that card is issued to you, uh, was issued through a bank account that you opened up through that business, I believe you should levy and lien that business first, and either levy and lien and nationalize them, or either instruct the bank to provide you with a card.
You mean the merchant card?
Well, the merchant cards are what we do when we
Okay.
take the cards and
Okay.
redo them. But their cards are, I wouldn't call them a merchant card unless you have levied and lien the business.
I've did the paperwork on the lien, levy, and bond, but I haven't submitted it yet. But as far as this application goes,
Okay.
when I first opened the account, they gave me a card. The card has the card number,
Mm-hmm.
and I have the account number and the routing number. So what I was questioning is, because looking at this application, what I gathered from it is that I'm basically converting the initial regular account into a legacy account, and which should carry the merchant card. So my question was, during this conversion, to the legacy account from the regular normal account, if I should continue to fill this out, putting the where it says card type, if I should put the name of the card they gave me, which is the Visa debit, I think that's what it is, or I should put the merchant card because that is what I'm trying to obtain, merchant card. So should I just put the card that they gave me there where it says card type, or let it remain as the merchant card? If you following what I'm saying.
If you're going to restate your contract with them and lien them, then I would just keep it the same because uh, I
You
mean
mean the
once
same as the card that they initially gave me?
yeah, because it's an account
Debit
and it's
card?
and it's your account. Once you restate it, it's in your jurisdiction now.
Right.
So I would being that I never went through that process as far as nationalizing the account that I had. I chose to just go with
The
the
debit as they gave me?
no. I just chose to go with the uh, United Services Automobile Association Federal Savings Bank instead of going with the bank that I initially had. I feel that this bank was a better bank. So uh, so I chose to go that route and use a restated card a card that I restated. So a merchant card that I produced. So you might just to be sure on that, pose that question to someone that is familiar with nationalizing the account. Because basically that's what you got to do. You have to nationalize the account by basically restating the contract, restating the contract. But the bank also got to be levied and liened and bonded. But if you're gonna do all that anyway, then you might as well just leave the cards on there, unless you prefer for them to issue you new cards. And you can do that as well. You could, give them a order to issue your card.
Okay, so what I'll do then, instead of putting the merchant card there, I'll just take that off and put it back to the initial debit card they gave. And then
Yeah, I mean,
when I submit it, not, pardon me, Empress, tell me about the word submit. Yeah, not submit. But I'm going to hand the application in to the branch's head office. While I do that, I'll ask them if they could provide me a merchant card and like swap it out for the debit card. You think that would be appropriate?
you keep saying debit card or merchant card. The I'm trying to see if you are
All right. What I'm
okay.
saying, what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. I open a bank account, right? When
Right.
I open the bank account, they provide me with a bank card that I could
Mm-hmm.
go to the machine and pull
Right.
money or whatever. Yeah. So now that I'm doing this right here, right, with the
Mm-hmm.
legacy account, when I fill this application out, right there where it says card type, now because I'm looking to obtain a merchant card, I put merchant card right there. So my question was if I should leave the merchant card in that space or should I change it and put it back to the original debit card they issued.
Well, let me clarify something. When you say merchant card, from my understanding, is a card that we put together.
Right.
Now, a merchant card is like this merchant card I'm using is no different than the card that was issued to you in the sense that it's a banking card. It's an account. But the difference is it is in their system as far as the card that issued to you. The merchant card has been restated and it's I don't really know the specifics of it. I just know that uh, from what I was told, the account cards that are issued to persons are a different type of an account than a prepaid Visa debit, being that
Right.
the prepaid Visa debit is not issued to any person per se. It's just, a card. But
Right.
with the other card that is connected with paperwork and signatures and contracts. So I think that's the difference of it. But for the most part, I believe you could do either way. You could actually restate those cards and make them merchant cards.
That's after I submit the application. I could do that
Well,
because the impression that I'm under is that I've never seen a merchant card, but what I've gathered so far about it, not from it, but about it, is that it's a card that is used by Moors. So that is why I was questioning if I should use the merchant card instead of the card that the bank gave me, which is the Visa debit card. So when I filled out this application where it says card type, I had put merchant. I'm thinking now that they would have issued me a different card from the one they initially gave me, which is the Visa debit. See, I don't know if you're following what I'm saying.
I think I just lost you because if they're going to issue you another card, it's still going to be connected to that account.
Right. But the difference is if it would be a merchant card or the Visa debit card.
Okay, what would make it what would make it a merchant card?
I don't know. That's the question. I've only full standing that it's a card that's used by the Moors.
That's what I'm telling you. Let me. She has videos. I'm suggesting you go look at, and it explains the merchant card process.
I've looked, I have searched and searched. I can't find none of those videos out of those hundreds of videos. And I had asked Light
You typed in
about the
merchant
video.
card. Have you
Yeah,
typed in merchant card?
yes, and none of those videos came up. And I asked Empress Light during Congress, and she was saying she don't remember the name of the video either. I asked Empress Sasha, she doesn't remember the name of the video. I asked Empress Anagel, nobody remembers the name of that particular video about that card. But basically, my concern is the card that the bank initially gave me, the Visa debit card, if I could still use that card with the same benefits as the merchant card. Or would the merchant card give me a different type of benefit if it's a
No,
Moorish card, the merchant?
not to cut you off, Noble, but I just googled merchant card Light Tyree Bay. It popped right up.
Merchant card, Light Tyree Bay.
I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah, please. Can email it.
But yeah, I'm me myself. I'm gonna have to go over it because man, I constructed this card a year ago, but the Congress been moving so fast. I haven't doubled back and took a thorough look and study, and I haven't really been demonstrating the restated card because I had other aspects I wanted to finish. But I definitely got to go back myself and look at the video.
Right.
It's like the
And
document.
but my main concern, not to cut you, sorry to cut you. My main concern is if the V's after doing this application and putting it to the bank, right? If the Visa debit card that they already gave me, if it would have the same benefits as a merchant card,
Yes, it would.
so I could just use it instead of a merchant card. This is what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, the thing is this though.
Yeah.
It says debit.
The it's a it the From my understanding, the merchant cards are basically debit cards. You would not be able to, at least
No.
not right now, until uh, the banking come all the way up online. From my understanding, as of right now, you won't be able to go and pull money out of the CU. In the future, you probably will. But as far as right now, you just use it as credits, as a debit to just swipe.
That's the merchant card you're referring to.
Right. And the
Yes,
merchant
ma'am.
card and the merchant cards are best acquired or suggested that whatever system you're trying to ex, uh, exercise, you need to, well, not you need to, but it's suggested to try to get one of their prepaid cards. Like if I'm living and leaning in Walmart, when I do my judgment, I want to get a prepaid Walmart card. So that way, when I do my judgment, I can instruct them to load my credit onto this card.
Okay. But I heard the Empress just mentioned that the merchant card is a debit card.
Yes, ma'am.
So if it is a debit card, that the card that the bank issued me as a debit card, it would be like the same thing then.
When you say it would be like the same thing, like what do you mean?
Okay,
I'm
the
saying like
Empress was all right. The Empress just said that the merchant card is basically a debit card.
correct.
So right. So the card that the bank gave me when I opened the account, it says Visa debit. So I'm saying it's basically it's the same thing then.
Yeah,
It's just a different name. One name Visa debit, the other one is named merchant, but it's just basically the same capabilities the card will do.
right.
Yes, ma'am.
Except for right now, you won't be able to pull. Well, you can't pull no fiat.
Right.
No fiat can go through your legacy account. None.
No, I wasn't worried about that. I was only concerned about the validity of the card
Okay. Yeah.
because I was
I,
thinking that a merchant card is more like a Moorish type card with, which would be specifically for the Moors. And the regular debit card would be like a corporation type of card. See?
correct. Correct. The
Right.
merchant card would be a merchant card unless you made it a merchant card.
Oh, you see, this is what I'm trying to clarify.
Only
Yes.
you have the ability to make a merchant card.
Okay.
The
Yes,
bank
ma'am.
can make a debit card. The bank can give you a credit card, but the bank can't make a merchant card.
So if I create my own merchant card, how would I connect it to the account? Because I heard Empress Light was saying in Congress that if I
It's
go into the bank, I could tell them to make me a merchant card.
exactly. You can have them make you a card, or you could create your own merchant card. And then when you turn in your application, right here you will put the card number, the card limit, the type of card right here.
Right. This is what I was saying initially. That's why I had said I had put card type merchant. So when I hand in the application, I will tell the bank, I already have the Visa debit that you issued me, but I want to convert it to a merchant card.
See, first of all, they have. Let me see.
Islam. Is it
Could be
because
wrong. I could be wrong, but I don't think that they have the authority to issue you a merchant card.
I
I
don't
think
know.
I believe you have the authority to restate their card to a merchant card. I don't think that they could issue you a card. You understand what I'm saying? I
right.
believe that you have to make it a merchant card, or either once you nationalize the bank, then you can just have them issue you a card.
I mean, I already got a card, but as long as if I could use the card, normally like the same thing as like what the merchant card
But
could do. If it's a
it's
debit
got to.
card, then I
Well,
have no problem.
it's. But this is the thing, Noble. Is
Uh huh.
and I don't know everything. That's why putting. I'm just explaining what was explained to me how to fill it out.
Right.
Um, when you are applying, your account you got now is totally different than a legacy account. That's one for one.
Right. Right.
So, uh,
You see, I'm not going to worry too much because, like the Empress said, the Visa debit card is basically the same thing as a debit card, the same thing as a merchant card. So as
mhm.
long as it's the same thing, then I'm not going to worry too much. I could just stick with it, do what they already gave me, and work with that.
I mean, yeah, because I mean, once you nationalize the account, and nationalize the bank and everything, I mean, you know, you ain't gonna try to be getting no fiat no way. So
Right.
the card would be it would have the Morris Delarium that you deposited by way of conveyance of the bank transaction would be transferred to your account as a credit. And that's
Right.
why Light was saying that you just take the card and use the card
Right.
at these stores. But I have to go back and watch that video again. And
Okay.
I listen real good and I hear real good. But I just know it's like these documents. If you read it one time, you can think you understand it. You don't have to read it a couple. Well, you don't have
Oh
to.
yes.
I
Yes. True.
advise you to
True.
read it a few times because things will start resonating, popping out at you. But yes,
is
did you? I sent you that the video. We are the bank honoring our bank currency and merchant cards, and
Okay.
it
I,
was
I see
it
it.
was done a year ago.
I see the email popped up. Gratitude. Gratitude. No.
Could you send it to me,
Islam? Can you
Noble, please?
Islam members, go ahead, Empress.
Islam? Can you also put the link in the chat for that video? Is that possible?
I can see if I can. It's the if you Google um, We are the bank honoring our bank currency and merchant cards. I'll see if I can put it in the chat. I don't really know how.
Well, hold on. Let me see. Well, give me 1 second. Maybe you don't have to. Okay, so I'm gonna try it. So it says we are
The bank.
the bank.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
And
and
then
then
it's
I'm
got honoring our bank currency and merchant cards. If you go to her page and type that up, it'll pop right up.
oh, pardon me. Okay, let me do. We are the bank. I'm gonna do. We are the bank, and then put Empress. No, I'm just gonna do light to Judy. Come up. Hey, video.
It says we are the bank honoring what now?
Our bank currency and merchant cards.
Oh, the name of the video. You said the name of it is "We Are the Bank," honoring what was the rest of it?
Honoring our bank currency
Okay.
and merchant cards.
We are the bank honoring our bank currency and merchant cards.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes, it did. It populated, so it's good. I found it. And then I wanted to. Oh,
Sorry, go ahead, Empress.
then I wanted clarification on the cards, and this is just what's in my thinking. So the merchant card is a credit card because we're the creditors. What we have, Noble Anthony, and what I have is a debit card, which is a debt card. That's
Right,
just what's in my thinking as the difference between the two, which is why we really do need the merchant card.
right. That is what my thoughts were initially.
But now, as we're talking about it, because see, initially I was going to do kind of like what you're intending to do, or if you haven't done it already, and was to go ahead and nationalize the banking system that I have now. Go ahead and nationalize them and have them to reissue a card. Because see, I do have a bank card, but listening to what Empress Light was saying, on Sunday during Congress, then I thought to get a new card because now it's going to be a legacy account. And I think that's what's going to make the difference is because it's a legacy account.
Right. That is my trend of thought. And I also lean heavy on the cards itself, the card number, the routing number, everything about the card. I lean it also.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see what I'm thinking, and you possibly right in that thinking. But my thought is, okay, so once they reissue you a card, because now it's going to be a legacy account card, would you
Right.
actually would you actually need to now nationalize it because you've already nationalized the bank?
Right. So it should be something new and a different aspect from the commercial part of it when you had first had the initial account before you had the
Right.
legacy account.
Right.
That's what I was saying.
Right. So when they issue the new card, because now they're going to issue a new card because now it's a legacy account.
That's right.
My thought is that now it is nationalized because you nationalized the bank.
Correct.
That is right. Right.
So am I correct in that thinking there? Are you thinking the same thing also, Noble Mosey Bay?
Yes.
Okay, because that's what's in my thinking. And I think it's our language. So it's if you're gonna call it a debit card, then it's a debt. And if that's what we have right now, it is a debt card. But once we change and nationalize the bank, now we nationalize the account because they're going to issue a new card. That means it's nationalized. And we, like you said, Nova Mosey Bay, we're not going to be able to pull out anything, but we can use it as a credit card, not a debit. It's a credit. So, and I think it's all in our language. So it's a credit card.
Right.
And I think that might be the same thing as a merchant card.
This
That's
what
just,
this is what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
just my thought about it. So
It isn't.
I think we can still do that. And here's how we can do that with this application. And this is my understanding from the Congress on Sunday. So the logo, the US, whatever that logo, it's not in front of me, but I'm gonna try to pull it up. But the logo, you can change that to the bank that you are in now. You just got to change it and nationalize that logo.
We did that already.
Right. So you can use the same application. Just now you got to change it from USAA or whatever is on there, the federal something, whatever is on there. Now you got to change it to the bank where you are.
Right, I did that already.
Okay, perfect. Okay. And I'm just restating everything also. And when I say restating, I'm talking about right here for my clarity as well. Just to make sure I'm clear also in my understanding. But I think that's what's going on. Nationalize, you can nationalize that document, for opening an account. You just have to change out the logo for the bank that you're at. Still use that and
Because
fill it
when
out.
I was first looking at the whole thing, the way it's set up, it's like I'm converting the whole account to a different account, which is the legacy. It's like a conversion. That's why it brought me to question about the card type. If I should leave the initial card, the Visa debit that they gave me when I first opened the commercial account, if I should leave that there where it says card type, or I should change it to the merchant card, because now I'm opening a legacy account, which is
Oh,
a
I see.
you full stand. You see it,
Right. I see what you're saying.
right?
And see, and this answers my question too, because I was concerned on where it says, this is for office use. I wasn't sure if, okay, did that mean that's for us to fill out and send all that information in, or are we waiting for them to fill out that part of the information?
I filled that out also because, like Empress was saying, we are the bank basically. So I did
That makes sense then. That
the
makes sense.
part that was required. I did that.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. Just trying to keep
Islam.
my thoughts clear. Okay, Islam, I yield.
Islam
This
Noble.
Islam Empress.
Okay, I have an experience. What I basically did was I had a credit card, right? And I got the credit card statement that I owe certain amounts on the credit card. So basically, what I did a lien and a levy, right? And I also have a cover letter that I do that speaks about illegal contracts and so forth, and and remedial actions. So after doing that, I did one of those letter that offer myself credit, and I when they sent me the statement that I owe, I restated it and put that it is fully paid in red, and just kind of restated the whole thing, the verbiage and everything. Well, that doing that set up the account, and I also restated the, like what Mosey Bay said, the card number. So when I did that, like I said, I'm just following my intuition, doing stuff and so forth. I noticed that they canceled the card that was in question. And if I was the delinquent, I'm saying Why would they cancel the card and send me another card? Right? They sent me a black card with World Elite on it. And but I'm holding on to this card because even though I know I've done these processes and everything like that, the card was canceled before it was even expired, and the new card was sent to me, different, different black card with World Elite on it. So I haven't done anything to activate it because I'm a little bit,
Eh,
but nobody's really
Islam,
harassing me for any
Islam,
payment or anything anymore. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
pardon me to cut you off. What that black card that you said I'm saying? What kind of card is it? A merchant? Was it merchant debit, Visa? What was it?
It's a Mastercard. They
Oh,
reissue
Master.
a
Okay.
Mastercard. Yeah, they
Oh,
reissued a Mastercard after doing the lien, the levy, and stuff. And I told them that it's associated with a bond, right? And I did my own instrument where I settled the payment, right? Because the credit card, we call those third party interloper, actually wrote me, and I basically restated it and the logo and everything, and make it a payment that it's the account is prepaid and settled and now settled and whatever. And where they say that I'm owing, I say that it's fully paid. I remove that and say fully paid and paid in full and so forth, and just clear myself of
so
that.
that initial card that they canceled, that was a Mastercard also.
The initial card,
The
yes,
one they
I think
canceled. What
yes,
was it?
it was a Mastercard as well.
Okay.
Hmm. But I don't know. I don't. I haven't activated. I haven't done anything with it. So I was, I'm just kind of holding off. But I'm not getting anything that I'm owing anything anymore, and no bill or anything like that. But I'm saying if they considered me delinquent, why would they resend another card, right? Resend me
Islam.
reissue another card. So I'm just curious about that.
Islam, if I may interject here, and this is what's in my thinking, what's what I'm getting in my spirit about it.
Right.
So, the card that they canceled
Mhm.
because it wasn't nationalized, so they had to cancel that one
Mhm.
because now that because you sent in all the information and you nationalized the card or whatever it was that you did, right?
Yeah.
Now they have to put it under a different system, so it's almost like this in
In
my
my thinking.
thinking. It's almost like the same thing what we're talking about, the bank card, right? So I already have a bank card, but it's a debit card. So if
Mhm.
I once I nationalize everything, they're gonna have to issue a new card. And then I'm not sure if it would actually be the same bank account number, and it may be a different number, but it definitely will be a different account. So that's what I'm thinking is going on. It was under the debt system, so they had to cancel that card.
Mhm.
Now link it to a national card. So this is a sovereign, should be a sovereign card in my thinking when they
Okay.
issued the new one.
Okay. After I got the new one, right? Because I was thinking of activating it, using it. Just to be safe, I sent another affidavit. And whatever they sent for instance, they sent me the new card, right? And
Mhm.
the document that they sent with the new card, I've restated that document and sent and restated the number on the new card now too as well. Whereas if they put four numbers and a dash and then three numbers, what I did, I put three numbers then a dash. So I basically changed the variation of it, same number, but it's not the same thing. And if they did it in black, I did it in blue, right? And I
Mhm.
sent it back to them and tell them it is now like a national card. It's now a full prepaid card. So basically, I made a statement like that, and then I sent it back to them. And I'm still holding on to the card, but I still haven't used it. So I'm
Right.
just kind of waiting in my spirit as to, when to actually, if I should even use it. You know what I mean?
I
It's
do because I sense the reluctancy because of that. Because if you calling them or if you activate the card,
Mm-hmm.
and yes, I get it. I'm a little bit, I would be just a little bit concerned with that as well. I
Right.
yield. I think Noble Anthony had something he wanted.
And I yield to myself. Okay.
yes, indeed. Gratitude. Empress Shernette, the card you said that you restated it. You said that you put the dash in there. Um, you should not put the dash. The Empress Light was telling us not to put any dash or plus signs. Just leave the space open.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So
I think I did put plus.
before
I
you,
think I
yeah,
did put plus. I think I did put plus instead of dash because I know they usually use dash.
yeah,
So if I did, I just did the opposite of what they.
no, don't put anything. No plus, no dashes. Just leave
Okay.
the space there. That's what Empress will taught us.
Okay.
But
Okay.
if you from my understanding, it's been all right to use either the plus signs or spaces, but no negative signs. But if she said to not use no signs on here, then I wouldn't use none on here. But I'm not aware.
Islam, I agree. I
Islam,
okay.
I,
And then you're down here where it says if you had a card, this would be your renewal date would be here. And then duplicate card issue, same number. If you wanted to duplicate, that would be yes or no. And then, of course, it's a secondary card issue with different number. If you choose yes or no, then secondary card limit, renewal date, year, month, online internet access. Yes, if you choose to have internet access. Yes, and then
Islam, on the renewal date, is that something we're choosing as well?
it would the renewal date would be on the card if you already got a card.
Well, if we're opening a new account and we're waiting for them to
Then they will
issue.
issue you a card, and your renewal date will be on your card.
Okay, so here's what I'm trying to get the sequence of things then. So, and here's what I'm thinking. It still seems to be kind of backwards though. But okay, so then we're going to fill out this form, this application, this affidavit. So we fill out the affidavit, we send all the information in that needs to go. Then they're going to issue a card. So then are we coming back to complete something then?
What do you mean?
Well, because you said that the renewal date is going to be on the card, but we don't have the card yet, right? So I'm waiting for all this information to come through and for them to send me a card.
So you don't if you're waiting for them to send you a card, then you ignore this part about the card. This is only if you already got a card or
Oh,
something
okay, got it. Okay,
connected to
this
a card.
okay.
If they're gonna
Islam.
issue you a card, you'll have a whole new number, fresh set of numbers,
Yes.
and it will be tailored to your legacy account. And um, yeah, that's pretty much it. It'll be tailored to your legacy account. And when they issue the card, I lost train of thought what I was just talking about. But
The renewal date
oh
on
yeah,
the card.
so when they issue you your card, then they'll have a renewal date for you to renew your card. But you do know that you're really the bank, so in a sense, you could uh, order and issue a whole new renewal date if that's what you choose to do. I'm just
Right.
trying to get you in the mode to know that we the bank. We just are giving our subjects in the office of our bank commands.
Right.
So basically, we speaking to the system basically by this application, by way of this affidavit.
Well, I'm leaning towards exactly what you did, which is you made the choice to use this application affidavit and just do a totally new account and just, starting from, you know, the very beginning and just go through the process. That's what I'm thinking.
Islam.
It's
Yes,
not
ma'am.
level.
Yeah, what I was saying, basically, what I had gathered from this is that what we're doing basically is converting the old account that you already have with the bank to a legacy account. It's basically, as I see, it's a
Right.
conversion. That's why I put all the information from off the old card and the old account. I just put them here on this one. Same thing, like Noble Justice Mosey said. Hey,
And from my understanding, once you do get your application together, if you're not going to use this bank here, you need to put the bank you're going to use information up here and nationalize it, restate it.
Islam.
Add
Because I
a little
was,
color to it. Like the red was added around, the I red, the letters red.
Islam.
So as long as you make some changes, then you're all good.
Well, that's what I did. I,
and Islam, don't forget also to lean and levy the card number and the account number and the routing number.
As well
And
as the bank.
right,
Correct.
I
And what was the documents you sent with it, I believe, is the converter docket was it's the
currency controller,
fiduciary, currency controller, fiduciary.
producer, and the public trustee.
Yes.
right.
I was also thinking of adding the authority at earth law.
Yep, as well. You can add that. If spirit is telling you, leading you to add that. Those documents are powerful.
Right. I,
Islam. So that pretty much was the demonstration for the day. I just, didn't, you know, I hate that I'm not an expert in it, but you give me probably
yeah.
about a couple
You
months.
know, yeah.
I'll have a little bit more under my belt, but but the what I just shared with you all is exactly how Light said to fill it out when she explained it, and I just wanted to bring it to the round table, and that way, if anyone didn't know, and or might have missed that Congress meeting, that's why I put it in the invite I sent out. And if there's anyone here in the meet that didn't get it, can get it as well. But definitely,
Islam.
Islam.
You know, one thing though, Mosey Bay, that was a really wise thing you did, because I was really thinking about that along the way. That when we hand in these documents or mail them out to these places, I was thinking about the response. And when you had mentioned that you included the phone number and the email number right between there where the social security number is, that was a very wise thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Very wise, Bridget, because I was thinking about how these people go contact us to say, well, then we affirm the account, it's granted or whatever. So that was
Mm-hmm.
very wise, Bridget.
Yeah, I believe. Uh, if I'm not mistaken, I think Light brought that to the light one day. I think she was going over it, and she pointed that out. But I definitely wanted to make sure that I pointed it out to the nobles that got the application. To like I say, right in between
Yeah, right
here,
there.
right in between here. Well, I believe it's here, right in between here.
Right,
I put phone number and email address where I can be reached at.
right. That was very wise, Bridget. Very wise thing to do.
Islam, I have a quick question on the identification. Um, Now, I haven't made my Moorish driver license card yet.
Mm-hmm.
So if I go through this process, though, and I don't have that, is that necessary before I get to this point, or would just my what it looks like my birth certificate, my original birth certificate, and my Moorish ID identification would work? Would be okay with this? That's
Persons
fine.
who are persons who are not U.S. citizen. I mean, persons who are not United States citizens, subjects. Got to read this.
Right.
Persons who are not United States citizens, subjects, which we are not,
Uh-huh.
without a United States issued taxpayer identification number, must provide, excuse me, a governmental issued identification that provides evidence of nationality or residence, plus a secondary identification. So your secondary identification could be original versions.
Mm-hmm.
When they say original versions, from my understanding, that is a birth certificate that you create.
Right.
A birth certificate with stamp and elevated seal. So it would have to be embossed with the seal on it. Or
Right.
employee identification or student identification, merchant card or credit card.
I
Okay.
use
Identification by a recognized business or government agency.
Okay.
So understand that as well.
Okay.
Identification issued by a recognized business or federal government. So I know RV Bay had issued student identification cards, but um, if you had made you a student identification card and it is government, then that would work.
Okay.
Islam.
Islam.
I use my Moorish national identification card along with the birth certificate.
Mm-hmm. That'll work as well. Well,
Now,
yeah,
is this the new birth certificate, or was it
Restated.
the document, the 031 or something like that? Is that the one? Let me
no,
see.
I believe when he say restated, he's referring to he created his own birth certificate and
Okay, that's
restated.
what I was. Yeah, I needed clarity
Right.
on. Okay. Oh,
Right.
Islam. Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Noble. Yes.
Islam.
Yeah.
Well, I was working on mine, but the birth certificate that they issued is so old, and I'm not telling my age, so don't y'all get that idea.
All
But
right,
it is
young
so
lady.
old. It's so old that I can't even make out the information on it.
All
Well,
right.
you
Can
know,
I
there's ways to
suggest?
get that information.
I can
Well,
suggest Islam.
I
Can I
didn't want.
suggest?
Yes, yes, Islam, I yield.
Yeah. Link back whoever down here we know we call it the registered general department. I don't know what's the name of it here
Oh,
in
here, yeah, the vital of
vital
birth.
Vital
statistics.
statistics.
Yeah,
Vital
yeah,
statistics.
something like that. Yes,
Yeah,
vital statistics.
contact them and tell them you need a copy of your birth certificate and you pay a fee and they'll give you a copy of it. Once you get a copy
Well,
of it, then you could recreate it.
well, my personality was saying I'm not paying them nothing, so I guess I'm gonna have to.
Well, to be honest with you, these people in these offices, these subjects in these offices, they'll put you through a lot, for nothing that really don't make no sense. If they say it costs $1 or $2 a fare, I'd rather
Right.
just give it to them just to get what I
I,
need.
I know. I know.
Yeah,
That's just me. That's just how
yeah.
I am. I'm kind of like my dad. So I guess I just have to, do what I got to do just to obtain that information so I can do what I need to do.
Right,
Okay.
right. Because
Islam.
if you get a copy from them, that would be more clarity on that document. You could see everything there. So
Exactly.
when you recreate the document, you have all the information right in front of
Okay, that makes sense. Then I'll do that. I
you.
just
Right.
seem to be so far behind, but I don't think I am. I just feel like I am, and I feel like I got to rush to catch up. But I think I'm okay. I just have to tell myself to calm down. You're fine. Just
Um,
do what you got
then
to do.
I want to mention something very important, right?
Islam.
And it's concerning the birth certificate. Now, when I looked at Light birth certificate that she had recreated, she had it says she put her number as file number. Now, when I did mine, I had to change that because the birth certificate here in Jamaica, I don't know the one there, but the birth certificate here in Jamaica, it has three numbers on there, right? Now, there's a number at the top, the very top of the birth certificate in black, so big numbers with a letter in front of it. That's the file number. On the birth certificate itself, it has a letter and then maybe three numbers, like you would say like a uppercase A and then 399. That's
Mhm.
the birth certificate number. Now, down at the very bottom of the birth certificate, there is about 7 or 8 numbers in red with also a uppercase letter in front of it. That is the bond number. So
Hmm.
yes, so you have to, and how I found that out is because when I was doing mine, it became puzzling and mind boggling. So you know what I did? I went straight down to the department general where they issued a birth certificate, and I showed it to them. I said, "Could you tell me what are these numbers?" They told me the top one was the file number where you could locate the birth certificate in their system. The A number on the paper itself, that's the birth certificate number. Then I said, "What's this one down here in red?" She said she didn't know. But obviously, I already know that's the bond number. So those are the three numbers. If you recreate your birth certificate, be aware how you want to state it with the numbers so they could be easily identified.
Islam.
I
Okay, looking at mine, I don't have red or anything. It's black and white. Y'all don't laugh at me.
How young you said you was?
I'm not telling.
the Empress is all in wisdom, eh?
I know you've been here before. We all been here before.
Well, yeah, there you go.
So with that being said, hey, we're all ancient. We are the ancient ones to return.
There you
Indeed,
go.
indeed, indeed.
Yes, oh.
It's long.
It was just this morning I was educating a few brothers and I was telling them that, we are the descendants from the great pharaohs of Kemet and from Egypt and from the Moabites. And we're not here just today. We've been here.
I could actually scream because I've been in that Bible. I've been in that Bible, the Bible that they gave us, that's been plagiarized. And I've looked at the children of Israel and all the things that they went through. And just to hear this and know this now, I mean, I'm about to scream. I just want to scream. And then on top of that, to know that we're still in it. So none of that we, that I was reading about and studying about that I thought was over and done with. No, you're still in it. And I just
Yes,
think
we
that's
are.
just, I just think it's so amazing.
And Taj Tariq was telling us when we identified as Moors, we are the direct descendants of the Moabites, and it says Moor for short.
Exactly. Islam. Yeah.
One more thing, if I may, that I want to remind them, Moors, when you do the lean, levy, and bond, it keeps slipping my mind all the time. Even when we had the round table and Justice Mosey was discussing it, I keep forgetting to remind Morris. Empress Light and taught us that when we're doing the lean, levy, and bond, we must and we send them off. We should also include the quash affidavit. She said it's a must.
To include what now?
The quash affidavit,
What?
Cross affidavit.
right? She said we must send that with the lean, levy, and bond. And I keep forgetting to bring it up to remind the Morse to add that affidavit.
Is that a part of the 40 documents? The quash?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I've got to look at it. Okay.
I never heard of that document.
I don't think I
The
have
What I
either.
can
cross,
recall.
the
Yes,
cross, the quash affidavit document is not part of the 40 documents.
Oh, it's not. But then
I
how
have
do
it. I have it as part of the 40.
Do you?
Yes,
add to?
When we say part of the 40, it's as it is on Light Bay's YouTube station up on her videos.
yes,
Under the folder that has all of this stamped and 40 documents.
yes.
Hmm.
Okay.
She was saying that document it kills all the synonyms and homonyms and chrononyms and all of those things where they use words with their trickery.
Right.
And you said it's a part of the 40 documents.
I believe it is. Yes.
It's not part of the 40 documents. I'm looking at this document here. I
I,
got
I have it. I have it in my 40 documents.
Mm-hmm.
It
Unless
is part of it because I have it too. It's a blue. It's in blue, fully in
yes,
blue ink. Yeah.
yes.
So it is a part of 40 documents?
Yes, I can email it to you guys if you want. Yeah.
No, I got it. I just didn't realize it was part of 40 documents.
What number document is it?
Because, yeah, what number is it?
I'm not sure. I'm not looking at it in front of me right now. Emperor Shernet said she could email it, so maybe
Because
maybe she's.
when I printed my 40 documents out, all of my documents were in red. None of them were in blue.
That
Well,
one.
I have it. The
Same
quash
here.
affidavit. I do have it. I'm on a different computer now, so I wouldn't be able to email it now, but I have it
Okay.
as part of it.
Ooh, that was me.
Hmm. Do you know what number it is out of 40 documents?
No, I don't. I don't.
After the Congress, I'm gonna look at it and email it to you, Justice.
Yes,
But
you can do that. That's
it,
something.
it, it definitely is a powerful document. I'm looking at it
Oh,
because
If
I'm looking at. I got two documents in front of me. One is the United States quash writ affidavit quashing all dead letter homonyms, and
Yes,
then the
yes,
United
that's it.
States Congress 2024 June 27th written Wood Law Congressional Vote Summary Unanimous.
No, it was the first one you just mentioned I'm referring to.
United States quash writ affidavit quashing all dead letter homonyms.
Right. That's the one.
Mm-hmm.
Just like so we must submit pardon me, word submit. We must attach that with the lien levy and bond.
okay. And is this on every lien, levy, and bond that we do? We must add that. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
You're
Our
stating
Empress Act. Right.
Islam.
Islam.
Dan itulah yang kini tengah terjadi di pertengahan.
No, but Anthony, can you send me the public trust document? I don't recall seeing that one. Do you have? Can you email it, please? The public trust document.
All right. Let me see your email. Let me look at it. Where's your email? I'll
It's
email it to you.
yeah.
Wait, where's your email? I'm looking at the screen. I'm not seeing it.
Let me put it in the chat. I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Mereka mau jalur langsung, tetap jatuh. Tak mengherankan bila banyak yang melihat ini sebagai bagi Iran sendiri tidak menjawab. Daerah dan peringatan keras jika kali
That MAUSHIRN.
Yes.
All right. I mean,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
yang selama ini hanya dianggap sebagai ancaman
Soon
oleh
as
polisi.
we have Congress, I'll send it to you.
Laporan dari pejabat yang tinggi Amerika Serikat yang menyebut Israel sedang
Gratitude.
Islam, I just thought about another question as it relates to us having the merchant card or even having the say, for example, our present bank card nationalized. Are we able to what's the word? For lack of a better term, are we able to pull out change like quarters and stuff like that?
Dan dimulai ketika langit masih gelap. Data
With the merchant card?
terbesar Iran.
Either the merchant card or the restated account card. You know, if I'm going to nationalize the account I already have now.
I don't think that you could move any type of I guess as long as it's lawful money you could move it. But I don't know if until our banking come all the way up online.
Okay, got it. Is that what Empress Light is actually stating, that it's actually coming online July 1st?
Look at the video again.
Yes, I believe that's what she was referring to.
I mean,
okay.
I think that's what she was alluding to, but I just want to go back and watch the video and make sure. And once again, just notice, when you get any information from this round table, it is up to you for you to do your due diligence and to make sure the information that you have is lawful and standing on law. Make sure it's correct.
That's why I always go back to her to say, okay.
See, that's
for clarity.
Yeah, that way, It won't be no, well, they said this and they said that, and they said you was wrong. And so, it's your due diligence to make sure that the information you get, and that's just the law of nature. If you throw something up, law of gravity, it will come down. Well, in law, if you're not standing on law, you will be outside of law. So you have to make sure that and I don't have no problem with saying what I don't know. And I know a lot of the things that we were doing at one time, we ain't gonna be doing in the future. So everything's constantly changing, and it's no one certain way.
And I
There's
think
no way.
sometimes that's the reason why sometimes things come across confusingly, is because I know that they've done it in the past and not sure if it's changed yet. So if that makes sense. So it could be updated and I'm not sure that it's updated.
That's like prime example. This
Yeah.
this writ right here that we went over, the default judgment. But the default judgment that y'all got, that I sent y'all, well, y'all got this new one. But the old one was in all black letters. Well,
It's not.
I've been demonstrating that one since 2015.
Yes. See, you all been here a while. I'm
So
just now getting here.
2014. So, but I still used that very same document in the last demonstration, to where I showed where I got the young empress felonies dismissed.
Yes.
You see that document, and I typed that up in the search, and I went on Marion County website and showed you the case and showed you the document that I filed, and you see it's stamped. So but they got her case throughout. But the
And you
thing
saying
is,
that
it's old, but I wasn't under the knowledge of. I didn't have the knowledge of writing in blue and the whole aspect of blue government, red sovereign. But now I know, so I recreated this document, and even though they done took the words and separated stuff, but I recreated the document so that it's updated, and even now I still got to make updates to it.
Islam. Well, worked.
But it definitely because the law never changes. The principles are the same as far as the document is what it's standing on, the constitutional principles. But uh, with me of the with the new knowledge that I have, the document is still the same.
Islam. And it must be what it is then. It's the principles. It's still standing. It's the
Yeah, the
law.
principles. Yeah, the principles. The principles don't change. Principles don't change. So when we was doing them in black and white, that was the when we were doing them in black and white, that was the format.
Islam.
And even on this document here that's on their computer, let me open it so I can bring it up. This thing that let us move all day. Oh,
You have a lot of windows open?
I had one open. I clicked one time and the top occupators are something. What? That and then go up here. As you can see on the screen, though, what I was trying to show you was see where the title says the Moorish National Republic, the Moorish Divine and National Movement of the World, Aboriginal and Indigenous Natural People of North America,
Well,
and
it's kind of
affidavit read. Yeah, I'm
okay.
trying to. I don't know why this thing open. Okay, here we go. Now we got action. Oh, this still got me. Right. Okay. Why is it doing that? But there we go. Now you see where it says. Can you see it?
Yes.
Is that better?
It's
Okay. Moorish Americans, Aboriginal natural peoples of the land, North America, Northwest of Mexico, affidavit of fact, notice of default judgment, notice of agent, notice of principal, notice of principal, notice of agent. Now, when I did this document, I had the knowledge that we the government, but I didn't write United States federal government. Morris Republic federal government in those exact words. But in a sense, if you understand who they are, the Moorish Americans, and they are the Aboriginal natural peoples of the land, then I don't have to write it. It's already written because the Aboriginal peoples of the land, North America, of Mexico, Morocco, we are the government. The Aborigines are the government. But I knew that the Empress knew who she was as a Moor, but we didn't go in there speaking nothing about treaty or Moorish American government or we are the government. We already knew who the government was. What we went in there and discussed was this. You were advised that certain documentation was requested to make a physical inspection and enable the bar to verify and witness the same in order to prepare a defense. You were advised to provide the requested information in order that I may study all evidence regarding this matter within 7 days of the receipt of this notice of discovery. It's important to understand that depending on your document, what's stated in it, well, understand this. No matter what you state on your document is a contract. Why is it a contract? Because contract equals law. Law equals contract. So it's a contract. Understand that. It's a contract. It's also a contract because you put a term in here and they didn't respond within the 7 days. So now they agree because the notice of discovery requested the delegation of the writ of discovery requested to get the delegation of authority order. We know they don't got it. But what we're doing is we're creating the law. We're writing the law. We're writing the record. This is the record. This their record. You see how I went and pulled it up from the thing? But this is their record though. Filed. Stamped. So the record proves that, hey, you got served this date. The request was received by a clerk of Marion County Circuit Court on this date. Deadline for receipt of documentation was this date. So all we doing, we're referring back to the record. The contract is on the record. It got filed this date. Deadline for receipt was this date. So when they fail to respond this date, it made it law. So as this request has not been honored, this notice of default judgment is being submitted, and all claims, petitions, suits, filings with any third-party corporations regarding my credit history be dismissed and expunged. All officers of the court are required to take an oath of office to uphold the Constitution of the United States. Then it's giving you the supremacy clause. The Constitution for the United States of America binds all judicial officers at Article 6, wherein it does say, this Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance of, and all treaties made, or which shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land. So understand, the treaty supreme law of the land. Article 21 says, any disputes amongst citizens and Moors, the council shall decide. You all are councils. And the judges of every state shall be bound. So this is telling the judge, you bound to this. All y'all bound to this. And thereby anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary, notwithstanding. See Clause 2, Article 2, Section 2. Denial of discovery is in direct violation of my constitutional security right due process of law, which is in direct violation of your oath of office. Let them know you breached your contract. Your contract has been breached. So this affidavit is words are very important. Remember that. Affidavit of fact, notice of default judgment. It ain't submitting nothing to be filed. There's no submitting. We notified you that this court, which is an Article 3 court, default judgment. But see, it's not, understand that this judgment is coming from an Article 3 judge, but it's not stipulated in this document. So you don't really see, well, I got the whole document up there, I forgot. But basically, we didn't have to put our status on the record. We didn't have to do none of that because we're not arguing the subject, the case. We're not arguing none of that. The only thing we are doing is challenging the jurisdiction. Once you challenge the jurisdiction, understand everything stops and it must be proven. So when we challenge the jurisdiction, we get off of defense and get on offense. Mm-hmm. Now they on defense. Now they have to reply and respond. Once they don't, then I didn't give the default judgment. I recorded it and put it into the record, but law executed itself because this is a lawsuit. The writ of discovery is a lawsuit. I sued them. They failed to answer. The first one leaves the battlefield loses. So they lost. It's the same exact administrative process that the IRS does. When they send you documents in the mail, bills of attainers, because that's what they are. When they send you them bills of attainers and the form bills of exchange, and say you owe them and you don't respond, then what they do is they send you a notice of default, and then from there they go straight to the courts. Then when they get you in court, they got all they need. They get they prove the judge. I sent him proof of claim. He dishonored. He didn't respond. He defaulted. Here's the proof that he defaulted. Now I need you to make a ruling, and I'm here to levy and lien on his property. And so when this whole process, the writ of discovery and the default judgment is the administrative process. It's how you sue someone without letting the judge get involved. Let me speak correctly. It's how you sue someone without letting the subject in our office get in between and start derailing things. So he can't even get involved now because they already been sued. The suit has already been won. The law executed itself. When they didn't respond, the contract already locked in. So now, only thing we had to do was let the record reflect. And as you see, what they try to do is cast a spell. Review. This is the judge writing on here, by the way. Review. And then she put the 1522. And you see, this is how slick they is. It was filed the 15th. You see that? That same day, the judge acted like they had a hearing. And that's why I'm telling you, you got to be aware of the spells they cast. And as long as you stick to law, because contract equals law, it won't matter. You'll see right through it. See, I know that for this to be an order, it has to have this. It can't use my file document by the clerk. It's got to get its own stamp and its own document. And it's got to be a court order, a judgment, not you wrote me a love letter, a spell on top of my document. No action taken. CC all parties. So when I get this back, you want me to believe that you saying we're not taking no action on this. We're going to keep proceeding what we doing. But I know that, of course, silly, you can't take no action because law executed itself. They already been sued. There's no action for you to take. So you can't take no action. And this is not a court order. What this is evidence. I got to circle this too for my next classes and just for my records. But this is fraud. And this is tampering with government records. Because this is evidence. When the clerk was notified of this document and he filed it into their corporation, it was a record, a court record from our courts and then from their courts. And see, the reason why I say that it doesn't say it came from a court, but you must understand it did come from a court. Because why? Because the person that did this document is a national, and by that very status, and by article, by that status, they are the people. And by Article 10, Amendment 10 of the Constitution says any powers is not delegated to the Constitution, to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited are respectively reserved for the state and the people. So right then and there, the people. The power is reserved for the people. So then we go over to Article 4, Section 4. Every union of the state will be promised a Republican form of government. So Republican form of government is one that the sovereign powers are exercised directly by the people, not the citizens, by the people. So what are the sovereign powers? Legislative, power to write law. Executive, power to execute law. Judicial, power to make judgment upon law. So with that being said, you have the status to act judicial. Now, why must they honor your records? Because their contract says it. What is their contract? The Constitution. What part of the Constitution? Article 4, Section 1. Full faith and credit clause. Every state shall give full faith and credit to each other state records and public acts and court rulings. So right then and there, that's the power of this document. It's exercising Article 1, Article 4, Article 1, Article 4, Section 1, Article 4, Section 4, Amendment 10, and then it's also exercising Article 3, Section 1 and 2. 1 is exercising because of judicial authority is invested in one Supreme Court. Well, this is a Supreme Court. Article 3 is the Supreme Court of the land. Article 3, Section 2 says judicial authority is extended to ambassadors, ministers, and councils, which is us. And we have criminal, maritime, and admiralty jurisdiction. And then also, by way of this default judgment, by way of the writ of discovery says that they were never delegated any authority. And by way of Article 3, Section 2 says that any cause of action that the state, like the state of Indiana, is involved in, Supreme Court, which is us, not their Supreme Court corporation, but the de jure Supreme Court, has original jurisdiction. So no municipality can pursue a case against anybody if they saying they the state of California the state of Nevada, the state of Illinois. Well, if you don't enforce the Constitution, they're going to slide it past you. But it's hard for them to slide past you when you build the record, because all we're doing is letting the record reflect. This record right here, notice the default judgment is reflecting the date that the writ of discovery was filed. It's reflecting the business contract transaction. It's reflecting the time you had, the deadline time. And then it is reflecting stare decisis cases after this with the Supreme Court and the Article 6. So it's reflecting the record, which is the Constitution. I mean, it's reflecting the record, which is our records and their records. And it's also reflecting the contract, which is the Constitution. So the only thing we're doing is letting the record reflect. That's it. It's standing alone, letting the record reflect. So I just want to throw that in on the end of that demonstration so that it can resonate with you all a little bit more.
Islam, that worked out well. Because I needed to hear that. I'm still waiting to receive an email from you, though. I wanted to kind of touch base with you on a certain issue. So whenever you have some time,
I'll make sure I send you an email tonight, Empress.
Okay, then. That'll work. And it's relative to this, so I won't forget. So that's the reason why I'm stating it, so I won't forget.
Okay, it's relative to the default judgment.
Yes, Islam.
Islam.
Islam, Justice Willie.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm good. All right, so I like what you just presented. That piece was a masterpiece. Could you, because I want to just see if we're tallying together. I am doing an administrative process on the city hall in my area. And I've sent the mayor two letters. First, I'm asking them to show me the contract and the law that tells me that I must pay tax to them. They have not responded. And I send a second letter saying that I sent the first letter and they have not responded. So I'm still giving them an opportunity to cure. My next, and I think that time is also expired, and I sent it by registered mail. My next letter would be a default, or noted in default or default judgment, and to get the certificate. But in your process, I know you're not going to their court. So are you doing your stamping, your affidavit? Tell me your from start to finish in a summary form.
This is to sum it up. Let me make sure I got the right language. I create my documents, and then I myself stamp, seal them with my right thumbprint and my government seal embosser, and then I take it into my subject that's in my clerk office, and I get their stamp. Well, wrong choice of words. I get my stamp out of the clerk's office, out of my clerk office. I have basically out of our clerk's office, I have a subject stamp it if I can't get to the stamp and stamp it. And then I put it, I inform them, notify them of the document so that they can file it in their records to update their records. But it was already first filed in my court records. So I'm just notifying them. So I know that if I just give them my stamp, they kind of, I have to educate them and bring them up because they on a lower level, and a lot of them won't have no idea if they see you doing that. They won't have no idea. But as soon as they see our office stamp, oh, they familiar with that. They under that spell. But I understand that my office stamp is a public instrument for the people. But I also know that that stamp is not higher. No stamp is higher than our personal stamp. Right, thumbprint, red, signature. No stamp is greater than that. But just understanding that it's not their office, it's our office. They're not clerks, we're the clerks. They're subjects in the office of clerk. So if we choose to use our office instruments, which is ours, then we can.
Hmm. So you're not using their stuff. You're using your own stuff that you produce in your jurisdiction. Am I right?
Correct.
Because
And I understand, correct. And I understand that it's not their stamp, it's ours. Like the paper there, the chairs are there, everything in that building is ours. Just the fact that they are corporate persons, they can't own anything.
the thing about it is, so I had a situation some time ago, and I went into their court and signed their document, and then their judge told me that, well, the lawyer said to the judge that I didn't follow their procedure in
Well,
terms of,
not to cut you off, but uh, he's not a judge, and I understand what you're saying. The subject in the office of.
yeah, I know all of that, but just for argument's sake.
Mm.
Right. So what he said is that I did not follow um, their process in terms of getting my thing notarized by one who is authorized by them to notarize my document. So that caused me to basically, they made a decision against me because I didn't follow procedure. And these are some of the things that they do to people because they want,
Well,
and I said to them, but I use my thumbprint because in my jurisdiction that's how we do things. They say I didn't follow their procedure. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that it's best not to even at the outset to ask them to be tied up in their court, because if it's get tied up in their court with their documents, they have to go follow you have to go follow their procedure.
well, one thing is this, Willie. It's not their court, it's our court, and they have to go by our procedure. And if they don't go by the law, then they're in breach of trust and they're criminal. And at that point, we just need to handle them and get them handled. So it's just all about knowing that uh, they're going to try to cast a spell, just like they just tried to cast a spell in that document I just showed and said no action taken. First of all, any of them taking an action is unlawful because they don't have the status through the door to do anything. That's why it is up to us. Like, I created my own document, which was a writ of discovery challenging the delegation of authority order.
Mm-hmm.
Notified them of it.
Mm-hmm.
Once they were notified of it, now that corporation has 7 days to respond. If that corporation don't respond in 7 days, now I'm going to write a default judgment. It's a judgment.
Oh, you don't
Ain't
give them opportunity to cure?
ain't no when you default justice fully, you waive any defense you might have had. That's the administrative process. Well, that's part of the administrative process. When you file any type of document, I don't say any type of document, but when you file certain documents requesting certain things, especially uh, in a claim of injury, when you're making a claim, if that person doesn't respond, that's default. It doesn't take a judge to give you a default. No, the principles, the administrative principles of law gives you a default if the uh, 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 defendant doesn't respond.
So you're saying that your first letter would be a writ of discovery, challenging their
Right,
authority.
right,
Your second
right,
letter, like the
right,
example that I've used, your first letter would be your writ of discovery.
right. Which is, in
Yes,
a sense, a claim of injury.
right. So
Because if they don't have it, they injured me.
yeah, so the second letter would be your default,
Default judgment.
and the third.
And that default judgment is a judgment. It's law executed itself because they failed to respond.
Mm-hmm,
Now they fail to respond. No one can go into court after a default has.
mm-hmm,
The only way you can get another chance is if a judge is involved. They're notorious for doing that. The defendant didn't respond, but the judge is going to give him 30 more days to respond.
okay,
When you put it in your hands
mm-hmm,
and you do it yourself and you give them like 10 days
yeah,
and they don't respond within them 10 days, now they can't ever respond.
all right,
Now, because they agreed by not responding in acquiescence,
mm-hmm,
now the court can't get involved because it's a contract, an
mm-hmm,
agreement.
mm-hmm,
There is no dispute
mm-hmm,
because they had proper opportunity to refute what I said in
right,
the affidavit point by point. And if
right,
they didn't, now I just let the record reflect you didn't respond. Now you don't get to respond. You waived any defense.
mm-hmm.
See, that's the killer part about the administrative process.
All right,
That's
so
how the IRS is able to do what they do.
so the next thing now, after that default, you create that default, then you're saying that you put the lien.
Right.
Now the
Then
lien, huh?
once you do the default, your lien is now what you want to do is because it's a few ways to do it. Like if you do it with the Coanto Mandamus Restitutio, it does it all in one. It basically lets them know demanding for the delegation of authority. Then the Coanto, the Mandamus is giving them a court order, a higher court competent of jurisdiction to a lower court, and then the Coanto, the Restitutio is the restitution part. So the restitution, that Coanto Mandamus Restitutio, on the end of that document, it has the allodial cost schedule. So that way, it's doing it all at one time. It's notifying you of the claim of injury. It's giving you a certain amount of time to respond. And when you don't respond, the court order is already written out. The allodial cost schedule is already written out.
Okay.
What you got to pay and what you sentenced to. So once you do that, the language in your default would be that this default was served as a judgment lien
Okay. All right. So
against
I
the
need to talk about the lien though. So the lien now, you create this lien to say, okay, like in my case, the city hall, since as you didn't respond, that there's a default judgment. Now I'm sending you a notice of lien, right?
once they default, you would send them the notice of default, and then like I say, that notice of default depending on how you move. If you do if you go in the co-watro mandamus restitutio way, they've already been noticed of the levy and lien, the intent to levy and lien for the for the for the to secure the debt. And if not, that their heirs, assigns, and The heirs, assigns, and spouses could also be levied and lien for their property to recoup the debt if it ain't paid.
Right. And so the lien now is something that you just create and put it on the public, or you send it to them.
Well, I just
How do you effect?
well,
What I'm trying to hold on. What I'm trying to get. How do you get the lien to be effective? Um, just what is it that you do? Because in their process, they would file a lien against your property, and then they get the sheriff to evict you and take your property. So in our case, say, run by that for me in terms of the lien, the levy, and the bond, just in a summary form.
from my understanding, when you file the lien with the Secretary of State, that puts a hold on that corporate person from doing commerce. Uh, they can't sell anything. They can't get any insurance. If they are a state public official, once you file that UCC1 financing statement, restated financing statement, once you not file, but once you notify the subject in the office of Secretary of State, or if you're gonna send it to the mayor of Washington, um, they are required to file that lien against any insurance bonds they might have, and it's just like when you file a lien on somebody's house, they can't sell a house, they can't do that. Well, when you file a lien on said persons, their property can be levied a lien. And see, I'm leaning them for $100 million, but I know that they don't have $100 million. So that's why I got in my order that their property can be levied and lien, because I know if I did accept any fiat, it would corrupt the process. So my whole thing is just to because you're not really leaning the natural person. You lean in the corporate person, whether it's a natural person that's been uh, convinced to take the take a surety for the fictitious corporate person, or it's a corporation acting as a corporate person. They're all corporate persons. They're not natural people. So you really is who you lean in is the corporate person. You lean in that corporate instrument so that they can't do commerce no more.
Mhm. So what I'm saying is, okay, good. So you said the lien, you just send that to the Secretary of State with the default judgment and all
Right,
of that
right. Yeah, yeah.
to get it on the
Just
record. And so
correct. Yeah. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I'm just trying to like clarity. So you do your writ, your default, your lien, you send it to the Secretary of State to make it effective. That's where it get the effect and it have teeth. And now that put them in a position where they can't come after you
Right. Or do commerce.
or do commerce and all of that until they've settled the lien, and you're not leaning the man, because I write to I send mine to the mayor, who is the head of the city, right, the new municipality. I address it to him. I know he's gonna send it to the lawyer, and they remain quiet. So I just want to so the levy and the bond now. The bond is both, can be a credit instrument, it can be a debt instrument. So in our case, when we create a bond in that situation, what are we creating? A debt instrument or a credit instrument?
Really, we don't never create debt instruments.
Okay.
We creditors. We can't commit. I mean, we can, but Our estimates are creditor estimates, though.
Right.
Creditors, not debtors. Creditors.
So when we send that credit, when we create that bond as a credit instrument, kind of explain how that affect them now, having lien levy and bond them. How that credit instrument, the bond that we have created, what does it do to them?
What does the bond do to them?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know the ins and outs to that question, but I know, but I do know this: the bond brings them back to the land, recharters them with the Constitution, and gives them, in a sense, insurance to operate lawfully. But bringing them back to the land and bringing them and putting them into subject status is part of the bonding. Now, the whole process, I don't understand the whole process because I'm still building on.
So it's like you beat a child with the lien and the levy, but then you handed the child an icicle with the bond or a fudge.
It's
Well,
like,
I mean, I don't. If, if you call it an icicle or a fudge, I guess that's what you call it.
Because I'm just
it's
trying.
like,
Go ahead.
yeah, I was just thinking that the bond provide credit
For who?
for me, for my benefits. Instead of having me, instead of me being as a debtor, it provides credit for me to access, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So that's how I look at a bond. Because once I put a bond in place, it means that any notion anybody had that I had no credits, it basically solidify my credits where I can access credits because I'm a creditor in the system.
Oh, so
And
the
that's how
bond
I
for
look
you
at it.
create a creditor status. Like in my case, that I just illustrated with the city, a lien,
Hmm.
levy, and bond. I create a bond. So what I'm saying, I have credit. So you can turn me now into a debtor to say I owe you because I'm the creditor. Is that how I
Correct.
should see it?
Yeah, that's how I see it because
Okay.
um, I've sent my bond to the Treasury in the US and also to the what they call it, Internal Revenue Service, and I also sent like delirium, right? So when I was doing it, like intuitively, when I was doing it before, that's how I grasp it. That hey, these people have me as debtor, saying that I have nothing, right? So now I'm giving them something that says that I'm wealthy. Here is the bond, and from the living woman, and here is the delirium, right? That shows my wealth. So any license, any permission that you're giving to anyone, you have the facts that you're going to tell them that this one is a creditor. So that's how I interpret all of that to be.
And that
So
make a lot
I
of
yield.
sense, Shernet, because that is why I wanted that clarity. Because what you're stating really, because they have us in debt, we are the creditor, but what these bills do when they come to us on taxes, it's saying you're the debtor. So what we're doing, we're going back to flip the switch on them to say, no, I'm the creditor. That's why I lien you, I levy you, and I put a bond in place out of my credit so that at no time you can say I owe you anything because I am the one who create credit and you're not in a position to create credit because you're a corporation. Corporation doesn't have credit, is the man have credit, right?
Right. And I also sent that same bond to Bank of Canada here, right? So basically what I'm doing, these are the head people, and I sent it to CRA as well. These are the people who are heads, who are employing all of these people to harass us, giving them permission to execute, right? So I basically, think that if I inform them enough, then they will know not better not to allow these people to access me. You understand? Because I am on the record as a creditor, not a debtor.
And
And I yield.
the next thing is when we were sent a bill, technically the bill presentment is supposed to be there saying, here am I sending you some money for using your credit. But what most of us, because we don't understand, they don't teach us in school. When they send us those bills, what they're saying is, "Thank you for allowing me to use your credit. Here is some money. Go and cash it." But what we do instead, we pay them because it say make the payment and all that. So we run and we pay it with fiat currency, and they laugh at us. Which in what we should be doing is another process that accept that that credit that that what they send us and use it to offset the taxes, because everything is it's a tax issue. Courthouse bills, all of these are tax issues. We should zero it out and balance the book, so to speak.
Correct, because basically what is happening, they're acting, they're playing the role of a middleman, right? And they said that in March 6th, 1933, right? They actually, because the banks usually have the authority to, I think they usually have the authority to print money, the state, right? And the federal government had to step in um, because of what they were doing, the illegal dealings that they were doing, and they basically there was they said there was like the banks, the army went in and shut down the bank for about 3 days from in 1933 from March 6th to about the 9th, and they basically stopped them from printing. So now, in order for the banks themselves be able to print to access money, they have to access it from the federal government because the federal government took over. Now I understand what we call money is actually a promise to pay. We had knowledge that once you get those notes, oh no, what the bank did, the bank stole the gold. They stole everything. That is why the reason why they stripped the banks of their authority. And the people now were going to the federal banks. I understand. I'm still studying. Like they were going to the federal banks. To the knowledge was pervasive, where people knew that they go to the federal bank to change those notes to lawful money. So what happened is that the banks, because they're probably very good at marketing, and they basically swamp the market and have people coming to them instead of people going to the rightful bank, which is the federal bank, to exchange the notes, right? The federal notes. Because the federal notes were saying, banks were saying only 10 people per day were coming in because they used to have their doors open. So because people, it's like they got dumbed down or forget about what the banks did. They weren't going to the federal bank, so the federal bank closed their doors, and now we are actually stuck with this debt notes, right? But I think they said that we can still take these debt notes to the federal bank through mailing it or something to that effect, right? So yeah, I yield on that. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Islam, I have a quick question. So, Empress Shernette, so you said, so where does Delarium fit in the lien levy and bond? So you said you sent Delarium?
Yes, I printed it, and I basically, just for them to have an idea, because I want them to, I want to give awareness, because they love to lock people down and saying you're using illegal money and illegal tender. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to make sure that they are aware that I know that I have the powers to use our own instruments, because these are just legal tenders, right? And if we're sovereign, we can produce our own legal tenders. So I wanted them to see sample of it. So I basically print it and do the multiplication thing, however intuition that I had at the time. So I sent some with the thing, and I also sent it to the heads, the Bank of Canada here as well. I also did my own trust instrument as well. So that's what I've been doing. I did these things because I don't want to be harassed when I'm going into these stores, department stores. First thing they're gonna probably try to do is call police on you or try to get you investigated. So when I put my thing, place it at the top, then from the top coming down, then they'll see that I'm actually acting in law. I'm not being a rebel or anything like that.
What you are doing is technically
So I'm just
creating. Right.
so I was I apologize. So you're sending Delarium with the lien levy and bond, but you don't have to, but you're just doing that to make a statement. Is that what I'm hearing you to say?
Yeah, yes, I did it because whenever I use it, I want them to be aware that this is my instrument, right? And to be able to identify it with me. So I don't know, I just put it on the public record. I felt that it was something to do, to put it on the public record so nobody can accuse me of saying I'm using fake money, or I'm doing, how they can make statements. People can make
Right.
statements. So I just, in order to preempt that and to avoid that, prevent that, then I did that
So
as well.
the
I
the
sent sample of
quest
it.
the question would be though, should you be accosted? What's your defense as to what grounds do you have the authority to make your own money?
What grounds?
What law are
I
you following?
Because we are sovereign. We can make our own instruments. It's not money. Remember, they confiscated. Remember, I told you that the banks actually rob all the golds and the silver, the real currency. What we have is not real
But in
currency.
spite of
We are
hold on,
just passed by the legal
hold
tender.
on, Trina. In spite of
Mhm.
the fact that they took away our ability to pay our
Mhm.
debts. What they did, however, they made us into credit. We are the creditors. They have provided a process for you to discharge debt, not pay with fiat currency. And they have under the UCC code how to go about paying your discharging your debt, not paying, discharging your bills and your debt. So when you now, and so what they've done is to just have a system of debit and credit, and you are have to know the laws to balance the book based on what the laws they have provided. Isn't that so?
Okay. My understanding, you see, the thing is that you have law and you have legal. So it depends on what paradigm you're going by, right? The sovereign, remember now, they're the one, we give them permission to operate on our land. They are that everything that they're trading is based on what's on our land or minerals. And now I understand that they're trading us, right? So we're not supposed to be paying them. They're supposed to be paying us.
But I'm saying
We
that they're
are
paying
paying
us. They're paying us, when they send you that bill in the month, those taxes, it's a check. But you just need to do the recourse without recourse and cash that check. Because every credit card right now is one company own both the debit and the credit side. If you have 100,000 that you have paid in credit card, it's sitting there waiting on you. The problem is we have not claimed it, and so they now say you abandon it, so they go and they claim it because you didn't do the work of claiming.
So whose fault is that? Did they disclose that? No
Well,
one, they
ignorance of the law is
hijacked
no
our system.
excuse. Ignorance is no
No,
excuse. You should know.
no, no, they have hijacked our system, dumb us down, miseducate us, and then engaging us into illegal contracts, which that doesn't have proper disclosure, right? So it's a monopoly game they're playing. You don't have to play in that monopoly game. When the game is clean up and straightened out, and then you can participate. But you have a right not to participate. And moreover, you owe nobody anything. They're the one who owes, right? So and our lawful way of going about doing business, they have basically destroyed that by stealing everything, right?
But what
So
is my final
we
question to
came
you though is, what is the difference between your pretty dollarium paper that you've just created and out of your sovereignty and their pretty paper? What's the difference?
because of my birthright. I have birthright. They don't have any birthright in terms of ties to the land. My ancestral birthright gives me the authority to do so, right? They were here and their contracts expired long time, right? So they have no legal authority or lawful authority to be doing what they're doing. They're subjects.
I yield.
Islam, Islam, I affirm.
And
Sorry to derail you guys, but I had to get those in.
No, that's not a derail. We,
We,
we're here to help each other. And
Islam,
That's why I don't like to
Islam.
open my mouth in meetings, because I always derail everything.
Is that how you feel? You derail everything?
Well, I don't know if I took you off track, because you went silent, so my apology.
Nah,
um,
we ain't on track. We ain't off track, really. We right on track. We trying to
Okay.
get you on track.
Okay,
Islam, we're
Trying to
right
get
on
you on
track.
track, brother.
Ashe.
I
And,
say,
and
Islam.
we don't mind circling and waggling and doubling back and saying everything else again just to make sure you get it, because we love you just that much, Willie.
Thank you. I would love to see your process, your documents from start to finish. If it's possible and you have them, I would love to see, because I like what you've just is illustrated. Because I have some court case, I don't want to really use their court. I want to use our court and do the lien levy bond kind of thing. Because when you go into their thing, it's all messy and corrupt, and it's full of deception and fraud, and I don't want to mix with them. So if is it possible for me to get a copy of your documents and all 1, 2, 3 and to the all of them? Is it possible to see that?
Is you talking to me, Willie?
Yeah. Sure.
It's possible, Willie. I've been, you must have missed the round table a couple of times.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, we did a whole video. I'll make sure I send them to you.
Please and thank you. I would appreciate that.
Yeah, I got the documents and the video. Yeah, well, the written video, I gotta figure out where it went because it ain't even, I don't even see it no more.
Do you have
But
a YouTube channel or Telegram or anywhere that you post these and keep a record?
no, I've been keeping the record though. I'm going. I got a YouTube page. Should I say? Well, not a YouTube page. It's a Facebook page, but I think I'm gonna make a YouTube page as well and upload the videos I've been
Yeah,
saving.
that would be awesome. Even if you keep it
Basically,
private.
I've been doing since
Yeah.
I ain't got my page. Well, since I ain't been uploading videos to my page, what I've been doing is after every Congress, I would ask people with the nobles if they would like a copy of the video. I would send them to them. But lately, I just been sending it to them anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop my email is on my status here.
we
Awesome.
like
Thank you very much.
we like the round table, and we'd like to have all the videos. I'm voting for that.
Mm-hmm.
Islam, me too, because I think I missed something. One of them, and I think that may have been one of the ones that somehow it went missing. You were stating it wasn't there. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, the written discovery. I'll probably just do another one.
Oh, okay then. That'll
Just for,
work.
just for
That'll
all.
work. Right. I just want you to know, Noble Mosey Bay. I'm very appreciative of what you do and the work that you're doing. Um, I don't know anything else to say. I just think that the work that you're doing and what you're offering us is excellent. You helping us. I think, in my opinion, you're helping us in a way that we didn't think about. And so, here it is. You bring it to the round table.
Well, I
So
mean, I greatly appreciate it, Empress. And let me say this: I don't take for granted um, the appreciation, the love been shown, and the kind words has been spoken, um, as well as any information that you all share with me and with each other. I'm always listening. I'm always learning. No, I'm not perfect. I'm still working on myself. I'm still striving to be the better version of myself and extend to higher self. So I'm still, working on uh my words, still working on my emotions, still working on my feelings, and just still working on, my spiritual work. So uh I'm not perfect, but I want you all to know that I believe and know how powerful I am. And I believe and know how powerful you all are. We powerful. We man
oh,
powerful. You better take a look.
I
Empress
know.
Light, Empress Jeanette, Empress Justy Imani. It, it, I can go on. It's all of us. Noble Anthony, uh, 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 Noble Travis Bay. I could just go on and on. Even Justice Willie. We all powerful in our own right, in our own way. And
Yeah.
all we have to do is just keep doing what we're doing, growing and moving in love, and everything else gonna fall in place.
I'm a little fries though. I don't see myself as powerful. I'm a chicken.
Ah, you very powerful, buddy. You are very powerful.
No,
I can
sir.
tell the way.
No, sir.
I
That's
can tell
upon
the way you
you.
was laying law down.
No, sir. That's upon you all, not me. I'm a little chicken just trying to learn what's going on,
We all trying to learn. We all that's what we came here to do.
Islam.
We came here to learn, share, and get right what we didn't get right until we get it right.
There you go. Till we get it right.
And the best part of it
Don't give
then
it
is
up till
that
we get it right.
And the best part of it is that we're doing it together. We're learning and sharing together, and that's the most beautiful part of it. To have the
Yes.
synergy, to have this synergy. I mean, it's not all the time you can get this synergy in a group of people, and the love that we share among each other. I'm enjoying it. It lightens the burden.
Yeah.
It's very igniting, and I appreciate it a lot.
It,
Islam.
it definitely like the burden, especially when if I don't talk to you all, I got nobody to talk to.
Islam.
I got a
That's
few more. I got about maybe two, maybe three more in this area that I'm in that is like minded like me, that want to govern, that is governed, and understand that it's up to us, that we have to give ourselves freedom. We have to give ourselves justice. We have to give ourselves love. We have to do it. So, it's beautiful to be able to come on this platform and to be able to walk with like-minded people.
Yes,
It just feels good. It does. I affirm.
yes.
So yes, if there's anything there's no announcements that I have for you all so far. I will be, if I don't hear from you all about a topic, I will be picking another topic just to keep things moving. But all roundtable meetings, if we have a subject that we discuss after that subject, the table is open. You know, it's any demonstrations y'all might want to speak on or anything y'all might want to build about. It's open. This is our table. You know, it's I'm a you could say a host, but I look at it like we all are hosts. This all our roundtable. There's no big U's, no big I's. Is we all the same. We have the same authority and the same common goal.
I affirm.
I affirm.
So if there's nothing else to be put on the table, we're gonna close this meeting up, and I will make sure that I will send you all a copy of this meeting. And do know that in the near future, if I don't get a chance to send out the invites, or if I miss your name in the invite, please don't take it personal. I try to I always try to send the people the members that's showing up on a regular. But any and any and any of the members are more than welcome. And every Tuesday, you can count on the roundtable to be carrying on unless some unforeseen happen, as well as Thursdays. So I just want to put that out there and let it be known that even if you don't get an invite, you know, you might still want to come and check because it's you know it's set in stone. So with that being said, I just like to remind you all to stay positive, guard your energy, and really go over those documents, especially about banking, because from what I'm hearing and seeing, a lot of things are going to change next month. And, you know, we are definitely in a position with the Congress to be the forerunners of opening the door for all the rest of the other Moors. We are the ones that they will be discussing in history. It will be a lot of us because the demonstrations we're doing are positive.
That's exciting.
Very powerful. And you got to understand most of this knowledge, we discuss this knowledge almost every congressional meeting. But if you turn around and go discuss it with anybody else outside of the roundtable or the congressional Congress, nobody knows what you're talking about. They never heard of it. So
Never
we
heard.
definitely are busting the door down for the rest of the Moors and the heirs. So with that, I yield. Send our honors to all of the members on Congress every Sunday. Honors to you all. This continue to build with me and each other on this platform, and honors to all the Moors around the world in the different territories just demonstrating. And with that being said, peace and love.
Islam just
Islam, just please remember
Islam just
to send the necessaries
The
out.
documents,
I would
yes, I'll
request.
send you
Yes,
documents.
please and thanks. Yes. And
Yes, I'll
Islam.
send
Peace
you
and
Is
love.
documents.
Peace and love,
yeah,
peace
Lord.
and
just
Peace
love.
and love.
Peace and love.
Islam.
yeah, Islam just this. Could you please send me a copy of the document, the legacy account, please?
Yes, you need a copy of the legacy account.
Yeah, could you please forward me a copy of it to the email?
Yeah, I sent it with the invite, but I'll send you another one.
Okay, okay. All right. Gratitude, my brother. Enough love and respect.
Okay, peace and love.
Peace and love,
It's
my
mine.
boy. Thank you very much, brother.
You're welcome. It's mine, my boy.
Smile.
Goodbye.